God's Warrior presents Castro and Friends!
Redemption. Ever since Adam and Eve sinned against God in the Garden of Eden, man and the entire creation of God is said to be in a fallen state. Sin brings death. Sin separates us from God. Yet now God in His gracious kindness declares us not guilty. God sent redemption through Jesus Christ, who has freed us by taking away our sins.
What is meant by redemption? Colossians 1 verses 13 to 14, He has rescued us from the power of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of His beloved Son, in whom we have our redemption, the remission of our sins. By the redemption is meant that Jesus Christ, as the Redeemer of the whole human race, offered His sufferings and death to God as fitting sacrifice in satisfaction for the sins of men, and regained for them to the right to be children of God, heirs of heaven.
What were the chief sufferings of Christ? The chief sufferings of Christ were his bitter agony of soul, his bloody sweat, his cruel scourging, his crowning with thorns, his crucifixion and his death on the cross. Jesus Christ willingly sacrificed himself on the cross for the redemption of human sins on the behalf of humanity. What do we learn from the suffering and death of Christ? From the sufferings and death of Christ, we learn God's love for man and the evil of sin, for which God, who is all just, demands at us great satisfactions. For God so loved the world that we gave His only begotten Son. What do we mean when we say in the Apostles' Creed that Christ descended into hell? When we say that Christ descended into hell, we mean that after He died, the soul of Christ descended into a place or state of rest called limbo, where the soul of just were waiting for Him.
Christ went to Limbo to announce the souls waiting there, the joyful news that He had to reopen heaven to mankind. Christ rose from the dead, glorious and immortal, on Easter Sunday, the third day after His death. Christ rose from the dead to show that He is true God and to teach us that we too shall rise from the dead. When did Christ ascend into heaven? Christ ascended body and soul into heaven on Ascension Day, 40 days after His resurrection. Christ remained on earth 40 days after His resurrection to prove that He had truly risen from the dead and to complete the instruction of the apostles.
Created using Powtoon.